How many of you set up goals and New Year's resolutions at the beginning of each year only to give up in the next 2 months? You want to lose weight, but exercising is just too exhausting. You want to expand your knowledge, but studying is just so boring. You want to learn that skill but have no time to practice it. But how do athletes such as Messi or Ronaldo do it? How do they stay motivated and take action regardless of how they are feeling physically or emotionally? I've always admired how these athletes viciously pursue their goals in spite of distractions or unfavorable odds. So as I watched Blue Lock, I asked myself, what is it that great athletes have in common? And I know most of you are thinking ego or confidence, but I picked up on something even more important from watching Blue Lock. I found that all these athletes possess one thing: self-discipline. So if this is something you wish to master, then keep watching as I attempt to give you the full, uncensored, unfiltered, egotistic self-discipline experience that is Blue Lock. You see, athletes put in early morning training sessions, they sacrifice social activities in exchange for more practice, and they power through the pain and exhaustion to become the best in the world. When developing self-discipline, it's important that you start by setting up just one goal. But MDK, I do this every year, remember? Yeah, but do you set up SMART goals? Wait, what? Check this out. SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Let's consider Isagi's goal as reference. First of all, it's specific because he wants to become the world's best striker. It's measurable because each player is ranked based on their performance. It's attainable because he was invited into the Blue Lock program, which proves that he already has some sort of potential. It's relevant because he loves scoring goals and soccer is his passion. I'm not exactly sure how long the Blue Lock program is, but I'd assume it's time bound because once he completes the Blue Lock program and comes out on top, he will be considered one of the best strikers in the world. After choosing a goal, it's important that you think long and hard as to why you want to achieve it. Listing why you want to achieve a goal is extremely important, as it keeps you motivated on your journey to achieve your goals and makes it much easier to do what's necessary to achieve this goal. The longer you delay and procrastinate on doing something, the more stress and pressure you create for yourself. You see, the reason why you give up on your goals is due to your lack of motivation to complete the difficult tasks required to achieve these goals. You've lost all confidence in your ability to get things done. So let's start by correcting this bad behavior. And the best way to do this is through motivation. You see, there are two different types of motivation though: intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Use whichever one works best for your goals. If you're trying to lose weight, an intrinsic motivator could be the fact that losing weight would make you feel more comfortable in your own skin. If you intend on starting a business, an extrinsic motivator would be making lots of money. So find what motivates you and use it to propel yourself to greater heights. Now that you've found your motivation, it's time to identify the obstacles you might face while working towards your goal. But more importantly, devise a strategy to overcome these obstacles. Throughout the entire season of Blue Lock, we see Isagi faced with many different obstacles and challenges. But no matter how impossible it may seem in that moment, he always manages to devise some sort of strategy to overcome every challenge he faces. But Isagi has plot armor. That is true, but anyone can devise a strategy that can guarantee their success when faced with challenges. Let's look at a more realistic example. Say for instance you want to learn a new language or a new skill. One of your biggest obstacles will probably be time. How can you give your goal the time it deserves when your day is filled with other obligations such as work or school? This all comes down to planning out your days more effectively. Maybe download Duolingo and practice this new language while you're on the bus to work or school. If you're learning a skill, consider turning off your phone to minimize distractions. It's no secret that self-discipline crumbles if you fail to develop a strategy to overcome these obstacles. So don't look over this step. Trust me, if you find this video useful in any way, I only ask that you leave a like or maybe even subscribe. Thank you. When you're trying to develop self-discipline, you're actually trying to break bad habits in order to become more productive. But most people forget that once you stop this bad habit, an empty space is left behind. And what forms in this empty space is called temptation. For instance, if you decide to stop playing games during your study breaks because you end up playing longer than anticipated, the time you've left open may be taken up by something else that will distract you, such as Netflix or Crunchyroll. So how do I resolve this? You need to replace this bad habit with a good habit. Maybe go for a walk or take a short nap, but be careful not to end up falling into a deep sleep and wasting a full day of productivity. Let's take a second to think about this. In Blue Lock, the players have absolutely no distractions. If they're not training, they're eating. If they're not eating, they're resting. But unfortunately, in the real world, such intense levels of training would quickly result in burnout. So setting aside some downtime in your busy schedule is greatly required. Consider keeping a journal to track your self-discipline goals. This will help reinforce all the positive changes you'll be implementing in your life and gives you something to look back on to see the progress you've made. Over time, your self-discipline will improve and you'll be able to apply it to other areas of your life. And here's a bonus tip: don't let failure discourage you. If you don't immediately see the results you hope for, then just dust yourself off, man, and keep fighting. Trust me, it will all be worth it. I'd like to know, have you set your goals for 2023? Let me know down in the comments. And speaking of comments, today's comment of the day is from my Makima video, and it's by NG Cyclone, who suggested that I should make a video on Bucky on the topic of confidence. Now this is a really interesting idea, so thanks for that one, and I'll definitely add it to my list of video ideas. So if you enjoyed this video or found it useful in any way, be sure to warhammer smash that like button and subscribe to join the Spartan army. And until next time guys, peace.